Welcome home, love beings. Welcome home, light workers. Welcome home, rockstar seeds. My name is Melissa, and I will be your multidimensional cosmic tour guide today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. Thank you. It'll help us as we all walk home together. I've got a little channeling to do with Freddie Mercury, and he's here saying, "Hey ho, rockstar seeds." And he's saying I'm going to talk a little bit about death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. He's saying he knows it's really hard. All of us have had deep, painful losses, loved ones passing, traumas, tragedies, and it's all around us. School shootings are constant and normal, and back in the day when, rampant murder sprees and craziness was not like this. He's saying so some of this is just tragedy and trauma and loss and grief around us at all times. So in that note, that's a lot of death, lots. Plagues, we've got suicides, we've got murders, we've got illnesses, and young and old, people leaving the planet. And he's saying, I want to touch base about death and rebirth because we are going through a cycle and process and a phase, many phases and cycles of cleansing and clearing and integrating. That is true. And he says it's really hard on everyone. And your loved ones are closer in spirit than they used to be. So we are building the rainbow bridge and pulling heaven on earth together as it was always meant to be. And they can feel you and hear you, even though I've heard a lot of people say over the last year in particular that it's been a little bit hard to feel their loved ones, and they might not be having as many dreams as they would want or things like that. Please know that they won't leave you. They are evolving, they are ascending, and they're just changing a little bit, but they're not unplugged and not in your truth, as we are always together. And they can hear you and feel you, and so can your higher self. So know it works the same way, similar way. And he wants you to know that there have been many tragic losses from suicides or seeming suicides and the murders, and it just feels like things that we're never supposed to ask about. And we're really not supposed to talk about it that much after things happen. And he says, he's saying pshaw and bullshit. These things are important. Any human being that has suffered this much, which are all of you, have been tortured this much by possible attachments, dark beings, energies, thoughts, belief systems, tortures. He's saying all human beings have been in bondage to this lower, inverted, backwards thinking. And he wants you to know that there is a truth that must be spoken. And he says many of the people that have committed suicide, despite what has been taught deeply in the past, it's all they could do. They had to not be here anymore. The pain, the suffering, the breakage, and no ability to get enough help to have peace, ease, safety, comfort. Some of those things that contributed to their deaths were not just hilarious and overlooked by the divine, but the divine saw through these things, and instead of human mind saying, no, they're bad, they can't be buried in the places that are sacred. No, they can't be, they're weak. Those things that humanity has said in the past. Truth is that God was there, the light is there, and they are also, just as we all will and have in our afterlife steps and journeys, are reviewing and getting the assistance that they need and recovering the soul fragments and recovering from the addictions and from the breakage that we have all had. And they're doing a really good job, and they're saying that God never left them and would never change the locks and leave them behind. And this is your brethren, your children of God, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, children, friends, those people on TV. And they want you to know that everyone's safe. And if you need help, please ask, please call, please ask, and know that the hand of God is always with you. He says he knows he was not particularly treated badly. Sometimes he says, yes, in my lifetime, I certainly was. What are you talking about? And I'm saying, you're saying about your death. And he says, yeah. So he died of, AIDS, HIV AIDS, and many, many people that were touched by that plague and that darkness had horribly painful, hard, very traumatizing deaths and experiences with their loved ones in that. And he says he's really glad to see so many people know how to heal from HIV. And he says people didn't necessarily just treat me badly or anything, but most of the people that have had HIV AIDS were treated like pushed away. And he's saying you need to watch that, and you need to watch that. And even if someone doesn't have a disease or doesn't look like you or have the same words that you do, that's a trick of the darkness. It's an inverted thing that we do. And he says, I just want you to know that all of these decades of losses and griefs and more and more and more tumultuous death and craziness and chaos and behavior between one another, so many betrayals, like so many people just, it's almost like they treat their people, any people that they're around, like lie, cheat, and steal and judge them. And it's coming to a head. So there's going to be a death and rebirth of some of these lower energies as well. And some of it's been too hard for a lot of people. And a lot of people didn't want people to live. This is so gloriously exciting to take that energy and feed off of that energy for a dark soul. And he's saying, pshaw, bullshit. And he says, I just want you to know that I just am here to represent the he's doing this like holding up the clarion call to your hearts and your souls in these new beginnings and rebirth stages, which are not always easy. And he says, welcome home, come on home, not out of your body, but in the balance of heaven on earth. And he says, many of the frequencies are there. And again, the twin flames, the star seeds, many of you with soul family, soul tribes have similar frequencies. You hold it together and it brings the balance of the rainbow bridges together here on earth. So we don't have to look at it like only in a physical death. And he says, just know that our frequencies are holding you up and we're supporting you and really embracing your tenacity and ingenuity and great lights, cosmic hearts that are becoming more and more in tune, holding up the divine that is. And he says, stay safe and know you are loved, and we will walk through this. I'm going to pull one card to finish this up. That's a lot. Structures are being changed about death and rebirth. Freedom. Shine your light. Shine your light. Of course, it's number 44. Have you guys been seeing a lot of 4s or 2s or 1s or like the 1111s or 7s or, yeah, that's a good one because it's a mermaid energy. The Lemurian energy is coming in and the Atlantean energy before it went really gross and dark. But the Lemurian energy, which is a just beautiful, balanced consciousness, is coming in and helping you be safe to be yourself and shine your light and be your true self. 2 fell out. Well, of course it is. Thank you, Freddie. Sound of the universe. Stars, Merkaba. Being yourself, safe. And your unique particular frequency brings perfect in tune wholeness and home to your surroundings and to your people all throughout time as we lift up these templates and come into a rebirth after many deaths and many disappointments. And to be able to be your true self brings the soul song of the universe into perfect tune. So it's the Beyond Lemuria cards. I love these. I haven't got to use them very much, but I love these. I think I've had them for 3 years, 2 years. The Lemurian energy, which was the template that was the most harmonious for the longest and held us in the higher frequencies of pure divine light. Coming back online, coming back to our understanding and our connection, so we're all in tune with the universe. It's one of the templates that's going to hold the doorways, the keys to all the gateways and the stargates and in ourselves to step forward in wholeness into each template, bringing it all into tune in balance in the universe. And he says, rebirth, 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 rebirth. And just know that your loved ones in spirit, our beautiful departed loved ones, are safe as well and cheering us on and also evolving and ascending. Thank you, Freddie Mercury. Thank you, all of you love beings, starseeds, all of you. If you would like a reading, information's in the box below. Like, share, and subscribe.